Hey everyone, welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls, and today we're going to do part 3 of my 5-part series on the current inheritance zone. And for today's video, we're going to focus on the green or technique characters. As with the other videos, we're going to profile characters that have Soul Reaper Killer or Hollow Killer. So I mean, if they don't have those killer attributes, we're not going to consider them for the top 5 because pretty much, you get a 3 times killer advantage in the inheritance zone that is out right now, and that's the reason why. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into it. And we're going to start off with a character that I don't have. I don't have all the green technique characters that would be best for this stage. So, if I don't have one of the characters, I'll just do them at the beginning. And the first one, the only one I don't have that I'm going to profile, is the new Aizen, the fourth, what is it called? The 4th form of Aizen. This character, he's actually pretty awesome for the inheritance mode. I did watch Rawaad's gameplay on this character, so if you want to see that, just Google it or search on YouTube for Aizen showcase, and you'll find it. Or I'll link it in the description, even better. But this character, first of all, the best way to build him, in my opinion, seems to be recharge, because he has the built-in recharge soul trait, and this combined with his boosting ability, he could potentially run a boost non-stop through an entire inheritance zone. So that's number one, why this character is good. Second of all, he does have Frenzy, which increases his his strong attack damage, quite significantly. And he does also have an insta-kill on his special. There's a slight chance that he might one-shot whatever he uses his special on. So all those things combined make this character very good for inheritance zone. I guess the only other things to talk about are his full screen 3rd strong attack, which is very good for crowd control. And he also has a very good Naj string as well. And the Naj string combined with the boost makes his normal attack damage pretty decent, even without any upgrades to normal attack damage or, attack if you choose to go that route. Alright, so moving on to the next character on this list. At number 4, I put Tag Team Koga. Tag Team Koga, he's a very versatile character. If you look at his numbers, he has pretty even attack and SP, so I would recommend that you build him as a normal attack damage without chappies. That way you still have use of his spiritual pressure. So what I did is I put, full attack accessories, but no chappy, and then I went all normal attack damage Lynx. This character has Frenzy as well, guys, so you could go a strong attack recharge hybrid. You could pretty much do whatever you want, depending on your playstyle preferences. If you like playing strong attack damage characters, he'll be okay for that. But the problem with his strong attacks is they're not very good range-wise. I mean, the 3rd strong attack does hit a large area, but for some reason it doesn't seem to work that well. Just from the gameplay I've done, you have to get right into the middle of the pack to really maximize its effectiveness, so it's kind of dangerous to do that. The 1st strong attack, it's got a long reach, but the spread out to the sides is not fantastic. And the vortex is good, but it's also a very small radius where it's effective, so you do have to place it accurately. A benefit of this character, however, is that he has weakening and fire procs on a majority of his strong attacks and on his special, so he does have a chance to cause those things to happen. Tag Team Koga's normals, they're pretty good. He's a range character, so if you like playing range characters, you'll be all about using this character. But at the same time, his ranged normals, like I said before, they have a very long reach, but the spread on them is not that good. As opposed to a character like the manga Byakuya, where his normal attacks, they go far, but they also spread out kind of wide. So you hit a lot of stuff to the sides if you're not 100% accurate, or if there's a clump of enemies, you'll hit them all. But still, he's a very good character. He does have a dual killer attribute, so he has extra damage against Soul Reapers and against captains. So especially against the bosses in this particular inheritance zone, he's going to do a lot of damage. But that's about it for Tag Team Koga. This is an example of a character who looks great on paper, but when you actually play him, he's not as effective as the 6-star upgrades and the statistics would indicate. So that's why I don't rank characters I don't have or haven't played, guys, because it's never the same. It's never 100% the same as just looking at their abilities. Alright, so with Koga out of the way, let's move on to number 3. And you guys might be a little bit surprised about this, but I picked Fullbring Ichigo. This character is very strong, guys. Don't get me wrong about that. He's a very good character, but, you know, like I said, you know, you have to actually play them in the inheritance zone to make the final determination. And when I was playing him, no matter what build I had, he wasn't as good as the top 2 characters on this list. He does a lot of strong attack damage, but his normal attacks aren't very good if you gear him totally for strong attack. And the range is a little bit short. The normal attack string is very fast, but the range is a little bit short. And it doesn't do much damage, you know, because you're building for strong attack. This is a strong attack damage character primarily, so you're going to want to gear him for pure strong attack damage, recharge hybrid, or full strong attack recharge. What I did is I did full strong attack damage, but the problem with that is he doesn't one-shot everything unless you're very accurate with some of the strong attacks. So you do have to place them properly. The third strong attack will hit the full screen, so that's not an issue. But the second one, you do have to aim it in the general direction of the mobs. And, you know, if the mobs aren't in the center of the path of the second strong attack, they only get partial damage. So if they're off, like if they just get clipped by the second strong attack, you might not one-shot them, is what I'm trying to say. But that being said, it does cover a pretty wide path in front of it. First strong attack, also you kind of want to have the enemies clumped up and you want to be standing a little bit further back to maximize its damage. Now if you build for pure strong attack damage and you don't one-shot the enemies, it can be a problem because you'll be standing around waiting for your strong attacks to recharge. So you might want to put, you know, like the Frenzy Byakuya link on him or the Frenzy Uroichi to reduce that downtime. It's also compounded by the fact that his normal attack damage string won't be hitting for anything if you build for strong attack damage. Now in at number 2, I put, you guys might be surprised by this as well, I put Tensa Zangetsu. Tensa Zangetsu was surprisingly very effective in this inheritance zone. And I think that's primarily due to his 12% recharge soul trait. And I would recommend, guys, that if you use this character, to go all out recharge. So for this build that you see on the screen, I have 2 14 recharge links, and I'm also using the Frenzy Uroichi for a little bit extra damage. And it works amazingly well, guys, because, you know, with that built-in recharge soul trait, you can spam strong attacks all day and, you know, rarely have any downtime. I mean, you won't be hitting as hard, but you make up for it with the amount of strong attacks you can use. Tensa Zangetsu also has Frenzy, so he's going to do good damage. And the crowd control, every recharge character, by and large, they have very good crowd control, just because they can knock enemies down and keep them on the ground. So the risk to getting hit is minimized, and it just feels really good to play. Now, I will say that the strong attacks do require some positioning and technique to use most effectively. The third strong attack is a full screener, so there's no issue there, but the other two, you do kind of have to, you know, have the mobs clumped up and be at the right distance to, like, get the maximum damage out of them. So Tensa Zangetsu, guys, if you have him, try him out with a full recharge build on the inheritance zone. I think you'll be surprised. He works very well. Better than Koga and better than Fullbring Ichigo, in my opinion. And that brings us to the number 1 character on this list, and this might be a surprise as well. It's going to be Christmas Ururu. Ururu works amazing for this inheritance zone, guys. She is a ranged character, which is very nice, but her ranged normals, they have amazing reach. They can hit all the way across the screen, so you can stay way back. Like, if you watch the gameplay I'm doing now, I don't even see the enemies. I just know that they're, you know, off the screen to the right, and I just keep shooting, and you hit them and they die quickly because I'm running a full normal attack damage build on this character, and that's what I recommend as well, at least for the single player. For co-op, you might want to go with a little bit of recharge to you know, support your team. But for the single player missions, go full normal attack damage, as much as you can put on there. And I do have a gold chappie, so I mean, you guys might not all have that. But even without a gold chappie, she would wipe out enemies just even before you could see them. It's actually pretty amazing. And add on top of that, you have a heal. So if you do take damage, you can just heal it right back up and keep moving on your way. Uru, amazing character. She also has freeze on her special, and her third strong attack does freeze as well. So, I mean, that's just icing on the cake. This character rocks Inheritance Zone in single player, in co-op, she is the best character to use for Inheritance Zone, period. I don't think anybody's even... Well, I guess Tensa's a little bit close, but the other characters I've mentioned, they flat out just did not do the mission as well as Ururu. So if you have her, try her out. She's amazing for Inheritance Zone. So guys, those are my picks for the top technique characters. Let me know what you think. I'm sure there's other characters that can also be effective. I did consider putting Apache on the list, but she's a little bit dangerous to use because she is an Arrancar, and Arrancar takes increased damage in this stage. And her normals, you know, they kind of put her in some dangerous situations a lot of the time. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. We're gonna go over, it's either gonna be heart or mind. All right, thanks for watching. Once again, bye-bye.